Hello and welcome. Rahul, you're watching me on my YouTube channel for talks on. If you're watching me consistently, welcome back to my channel. See, whenever I come in front of you, I want to instill positivity and disseminate some positive knowledge so that whenever you will be embarking on a journey to transform your own skills, to hone that, you will be using these informations and you will be certainly improving your own class, improving your own skills and better opportunity you can find, based on that kind of skills, based on that kind of information, because nowadays very few people are talking about better informations, and informations are the keys because we are living in information age. We see that many a disruption is happening in information field. When classical computer came, it changed our lifestyle altogether, and nowadays artificial intelligence is coming. Artificial general intelligence may arrive after some years, and quantum computers are on the way, so all these are going to transform our ability, but we want to see how it can transform and add values in human lives, so it has impact, what has been the development so that we can have advantage of these technologies. If you really want to live longer, longevity is the key. We have to make ourselves being, some kind of a species which can stay longer on earth, and these keys are given by the universe, by the nature to us. All we need to do is need to explore it in a controlled way, more advanced way, more skilled way, so that we can sustain in a better way. When we are talking about longevity, and better augmentation of our capability, when we will talk about, augmenting AI with our brain capacity, using BCIs, I will be talking about later. But first of all, I want to tell you that if we really want to transform our life altogether, we have to change our identity to live longer. And how? Why I'm talking about identity change? Because the cells, that makes our body, every cells that divides and grows, that gives us this identity, can be reprogrammed. That is what is the reality. Cellular reprogramming is the key. And the second one method is senolytics. There are two types of methods using which we can live longer, we can reverse our aging. In cellular reprogramming, scientists are working on finding some kind of proteins. They have found Yamanaka factors, four kinds of proteins using which they can change any adult cell, into a stem cell, any skin cell into a stem cell. Means they can reprogram it back into the juvenile age. That kind of factors, Yamanaka factors, these proteins, how it works. What happens, when they target cells, adult cells, they think our body, how a computer runs. When it is new, the hard disk is new, it has capacity, and when it gets older, many junk files sustain on that, and because of that it lags, and it, goes away, tears, and happen like that. The same happens with our body when cells, grow older, and there are many jumps, when epigenetic markers happens in our body, the cells dies. That is what we have to know. It has a self-destruct key, apoptosis. That is what happens. But if they using these proteins, Yamanaka factor, if you will reverse, if you will factory reset, reprogram, our cells, it can be converted into stem cells. So what happens actually, these four factors, they drive it through a viral vector, or you can say that it's a virus, or through or mRNA, it is called, so using these drugs, they deliver the target to particular cells, and thereafter they activate it, and when the cells goes into stem cells, they stop it, and thereafter the bodies, try to clean it out. That is what happens. But there is a risk, if you will convert all the adult cell into a stem cell, there could be risk. There could be risk of tumor. So they do it partially, partially, before losing identity of the cell. They stop there, and then they do the cleaning part of the body and cleans that. That is what happens. So these are the cellular reprogramming of the body of the stem cell, and reverse aging, we can say that. Scientists are doing on mice, and mouse has shown better, positive results. What happened? They are working on specific organs, to reverse it age, and even vision was restored in mice. Now they are working on human trial, very cautiously. And second one is senolytics. Cells, what happens? They divide, and they divide and grow. But when it gets aged, presenting markers get older, it dies. But some are the cells which are zombie cells, which somehow stays, it does not destruct itself, it does not kill itself, but it remains active, somehow alive, you know, but it does not divide itself. So it is not adding growth to your body, rather it is secreting certain chemicals, that is quite inflammatory for the better healthy cells. So that is also damaging those cells, their secretion. That is what they want to stop, the zombie cells. So they target the zombie cells, they destroy their defense, whatever chemical they use, the proteins they use to be alive, they destruct that shield, and thereafter if it will be destructed, they die. The zombie cells dies and they to be cleared away. What happens? It gives you better rejuvenile age, return, reverse aging, or we can see that it stops further aging. That is what happens. So with the help of these technologies, we can attain longevity, we can see that we can double our age or triple our age. That kind of activity is happening. And when BCIs, brain computer interface, will be connected with the computers and artificial intelligence, suppose our capability of you know communicating in our brain, or interpreting, or calculating, will be advanced by the addition of AI machines or AI peripherals in our brains. What will happen? We will be able to achieve a better acute personality, astute personality, which will be having capability of a human along with a machine. But there are certain problems to that. If suppose more and more function will happen in our neurons, then it will require more energies, and it will destroy our metabolic system. If more energy is needed, we will consume more and more biological functions will happen in our body, then it could create problem. So they are working on such kind of programs, adding to machine parts, how it can sustain on batteries, additional energy input, and how our neurons can function on the previous level of energies. So scientists are working on that. They are trying to come with a better way so that they can sustain this kind of augmentations. So we will be augmenting ourselves, we will be reversing our age, and humans will be a different species if these two, if these two scientific methods will get success. Human will transform their own life quite effectively. That is what I want to tell you. Such kind of power science possesses, and we have that key. All we need to do, we need to advance ourselves, we need to run on different acute advanced systems, so that we can adapt better way, because AI is helping us. If we are using artificial generative intelligence, to work on many compounds, it will certainly give us drugs very effectively and very fast. We can analyze the results, we can analyze the compounds, how it acts. It can, because analyzing and getting different compounds to how to react and how it give results, it takes a lot of time. And when artificial generative intelligence will help us, it will certainly propel ourselves forward. It will escalate our way of computing and our way of discovering new realities. Thank you for listening to me.